What is USC 1692 E8? What does it mean, and how does it help you? 1692 E8 states, communicating or threatening to communicate to any person credit information which is known or should be known to be false, including the failure to communicate that a disputed date is disputed. So what does that mean for you, and how does that help you? Let's take, for example, if you take a look at your credit report, and you'll see various information on your credit report. And primarily here, we're talking about a trade line from a debt collector, a negative trade line that shows that you owe money to a certain company. When you look at the trade line, you'll see that in the comments or in the status, it states that it's not in dispute. The actual language would be blank. If it was in dispute, it would say something like customer disputes amount. It was investigated and believed to be true, and something to that effect. It would state that it's disputed. But if it's not disputed, there'll be no notation over there. Let's take the case of Robert W. versus Wakefield. Robert looked at his credit report and saw a negative trade line from Wakefield that was reported on October of 2023 for the amount of $1,527. Robert W. decided to call Wakefield and inquire information about the debt. While talking to Wakefield, Robert said that he does not recognize the debt, nor the original furnisher of the debt, nor the dollar amount. He's not familiar with any of these things and wanted more information. When Wakefield gave him the information, Robert W. stated that he doesn't recognize it and he doesn't know what it's about. That in itself, Robert was disputing the trade line. Whether it was the dollar amount, whether it was the company, or whether it was the information, when Robert called Wakefield and told him he doesn't recognize the company or the dollar amount, and he believed that if he did owe money, it would have been a lot less, it would never have gone up this high. That in itself is a language of dispute. Now, what Wakefield should have done is they should have stated that the account is in dispute. In January 2024, nearly 3 months later, Robert W. looked at his credit report again and saw the Wakefield trade line, and there was no dispute remarked on it, which is a violation of 1692 E8. It's been shown that when a person calls to dispute a debt, it usually means that they're working on cleaning up their debt, and that has an effect on their credit. Even though it's small, it still has an effect. By Wakefield not reporting the dispute, they did not give Robert W. the opportunity to repair his credit. And that is a violation of 1692 E8. Robert brought a case against Wakefield in federal court and won the settlement for an undisclosed amount from Wakefield.